Spaceship Music Collective. This is Six Set Bro, a misguided adventure through the social fringe of the music industry. I'm your host, Don Maple. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Six Set Bro, music and entertainment podcast. I'm Don Maple, and I am joined by the one and only fabulous Money Mike, and the other guy, Mr. Andrew Hernandez if you're nasty. There he is. Hoi.
Is this a glasses podcast? I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's the summer, so we should all wear sunglasses. And if you're listening at home, maybe you should, put on sunglasses also. Or you should know that we're all wearing sunglasses. Mike is kind of like an old mom on Zoom because he's muted, but he doesn't know he's muted.
Oh, I thought you unmute us whenever we start.
I can't. If you mute yourself, I can't unmute you. It's the rules.
I don't remember muting myself.
I think you did before we started. The rules of the live stream, I guess. I don't know why I am unable to unmute you. Is it a data protection thing?
I'm here now.
I can't listen in or something and be like, "Oh, Mike's muted himself. I wonder what his private conversation is," and then I unmute you. That's probably why, I guess. Everybody's like a real summary. I'll paint you all a word picture if you're listening in your car or maybe out in the
you're putting me to sleep with your voice.
maybe you're listening out in the sunshine.
What is going on?
Yeah, everybody's got too much sun today. We're gonna be going 50% speed podcast tonight.
It's gonna be a cool podcast.
Hey there, cool cats.
Hey man,
this looks like a jazz podcast?
Is this the friggin' fast show? Is this the jazz club?
It genuinely looks like we're all in a jazz trio. And that's okay. It's smooth.
Smooth jazz.
It's all good. We all got sunglasses on. Mike has a very bright, colorful Hawaiian style t-shirt.
Number? He has a little Hawaiian number on.
And he's got a jersey on. The old Dallas Mavs.
I'm using the Mavs. I don't have but by the way, hey, what about my prediction of the Bucks not even reaching the playoffs and then they win the whole thing?
I was gonna bring that up. Definitely gonna bring that up at this stage. If you haven't heard previous episodes, Andy likes to predict the future, and he likes to make some predictions, which we note down. And he thought the Milwaukee Bucks weren't gonna make it to the playoffs in the NBA.
Yeah.
But they ended up winning the championship. So won the whole thing.
I helped somebody out.
Yeah, you know what?
Against everything I say.
Yeah, okay. It's a good way to get a bet up, I suppose. Exactly. And I am wearing plain blue tee. No logos.
Plain blue tee.
No design. Just blue. Because that's what I do.
You can't brand me.
We're all beatniks now with these sunglasses. You can't. I'm not into the corporate sponsorships. Now, these quick commercial breaks. It's going through a freaky commercial break.
Yeah, I don't know why anybody wears
I can't wear these indoors
inside.
Can't wear them, bro.
Let's do away with it. It's really hot, though. I think is the point we're trying to drive home. I am sweating doing this show, man. I'm so sweaty. I could put a fan on, but then the podcast would sound like this. And that's not ideal.
Like you're in a server room.
Kind of, yeah. It's live from the server, your Spaceship server room, or in like a plane or something. I'm here live.
Yeah.
Live on the plane.
Sound like me from a few years back.
Yeah.
Or a year back.
On
2
this
years.
Microphone. Talking about So there's a local gig on. He's our man on the scene. Anyway, yeah,
like
it's
1960s radio or something.
1960s radio. You know, we got a bunch of stuff to talk about, but yeah, I think the most important thing that we have is that we got Kanye news, man. We always have Kanye news, but we have actual real Kanye news, like for once. You know?
What the fuck was that? Kanye?
Mate, before that, your car sorted yet?
Oh yeah, update the listeners. True, right now. That's probably anybody that watched last week. That's probably the first thing they want to know. They don't really care about the music news.
What a boring podcast.
Probably the most dramatic thing that's happened on our podcast.
Yeah, I mean it's smashed up, man. It's smashed up. It's at the mechanic. We'll see what happens. Might be a write-off. I don't really know. That's what the guy said whenever he picked it up. Said it could be.
What?
Gee.
Really? I thought it was just the back window, but then you did. Yeah.
Well, the bumper's dented and it's leaking something underneath as well. I don't know. Whatever. We'll see.
Oh, could have been like some impact thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I know somebody whose car was like tapped in a car park and their heater stopped working afterwards. So like, you don't know what it could do. Especially if it's like something like the joints maybe not lining up properly underneath anymore. That's what he was kind of talking about.
And if it moved,
once you start having to do all that stuff, then it's just the knock-on effect, and it's actually just cheaper to write the car off.
It happened to a mate of mine years ago, Dan. We were playing Pro Evolution Soccer when I was living with my mum and dad, obviously. Freaking years ago, like years. I think I was 18, and we just had a massive bang, and he had parked outside my house, and his car got shifted from outside my door to like 30 feet up the road, and it was like just crushed in.
Yeah, okay, mine wasn't that bad.
It was no, but like I'm saying, like as soon as like if something happens and your handbrake gets jolted or something, that could just be damage to that. It could be damage to the pipes underneath. It could be.
Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, I mean, more or less, it kind of feels like this time last year whenever I was in isolation because I can't go anywhere. I don't have a car, so... And I'm not going to take public transport. Sorry.
No, it's never on time anyway.
Well, I feel like once you stop taking it and drive a car, you become above it. You're just kind of like, I'm not going to get in the bus. You. No. Gross.
You're not wrong. I'm only feeling that now, and I've only had a car for 3 months.
Oh yes, and you very quickly become. I'm like better than.
I'm never going back to that shit again.
This is how rich people must feel whenever they get rich and they're just like, I'm so above you now. It happens so quick, and then, you're like, well, I'm bored. Time to go to space.
Well, we'll get to that. Right.
I'd like to thank all the people, all the minions that paid for me to go to space.
We'll do Kanye news.
Oh, do Kanye? I feel like I'd probably talk about Kanye news too much. I'm gonna try and dial it back. Feel like we should just play the stinger, just because. Is it yeah? Isn't it? Nobody knows it's yeah.
What the fuck was that? Kanye?
So, after so much speculation, after being told about this album like so long ago, it seems, I say seems, we never really know with Kanye, but it seems like Kanye's 10th, I think, studio album is coming out on Friday called Donda, which I'm surprised he's kept the name. Although he did already change the name twice, I think. True. I think it was called God's Country, and then it was called Donda with Child, and now it's just called Donda.
Donda.
So, I think a lot of people were convinced it wasn't going to happen this time around. There was a lot of stuff that started coming out this week that was sort of like hinting towards it being the time for it to actually like come out, actually get new Kanye music. I mean, I'd have to say I was convinced this was it. I'm saying that with still 2 days of waiting here. Like, I mean, it could all blow up my face now, but like,
well, there's a listening party tomorrow, isn't there? Apparently on Apple Music.
No, that's the second listening party. Like, that's the public one. So there was a private event, which is kind of how all this stuff started coming out, and everybody started putting the pieces together. If you like follow all these Kanye conspiracy pages, like I do, mostly for the memes, but you know, I'm genuinely interested as well. And people started putting together stuff like he was in Las Vegas for the Big Three, which is like the retired NBA player.
He was sitting next to Ice Cube.
Yeah, him and Ice Cube are sitting together. Imagine if he showed up on it. That would be amazing. I don't think so. But
it would be.
No, I just mean I don't think
all right,
he
you
will
don't think
show up.
Right,
no,
okay,
it
sorry.
would be amazing, but I don't think he would be on. No, I would pay for that. I would pay big money to see that. Yeah, so he was out there in Vegas, and then there was like these rumblings of he was like putting together an event, and people were like, "Oh, it's a listening party." Then there was the Tyler, the Creator footage came out. I say it leaked. I mean, somebody posted it up. It was basically Tyler, the Creator, in the studio with Kanye, and he's like listening to a snippet of a song, which, you know, I just follow these pages. Like I couldn't say I would remember this sort of stuff, but this is a clip of a song that people had heard before.
I never believe of leaks anymore in 2021. It's always strategic listens.
Yeah, well, saying that, I mean, it's a song he's obviously had a long time ago, and I do believe Kanye always does a bit sporadic. He like goes to release something and then he changes his mind, and then he cuts track lists down and builds them back up again and writes new songs, and you never know what you're gonna end up with in the end.
Is this the clip, or am I getting mixed up? I seen a thing. It was maybe today or yesterday. There was a clip. It wasn't like a leak or anything. It's been used. It's a very short bit of the song for like an advert. It has like the fastest woman in the world or something.
Oh, Sakari
Richardson.
Yeah. Is it like it's like a Nike or Reebok or some sort of?
I think it was a Nike
brand
ad, and that's like the first official clip from the album where he played a song.
It sounds pretty cool. It sounds like something that is building to something, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like the part that it plays is. It feels like it's a build or something, but who knows?
Yeah, I think it was, what's the song called? No Child Left Behind or something like that.
Yeah.
That's the one.
I can't even remember. What's the refrain on it? I don't know. It's something about God and Jesus. I don't know. It's like, I know.
Yeah, he's still going on that.
Praying for me. I don't know.
Yeah. I can't
like
remember. I did only listen to it recently.
But yeah,
it sounded pretty good. Like.
No, that was an intentional one. So that's like the official confirmation after all these little rumblings. But, I mean, pretty much whenever they had that private family and friends event, people knew about that. But, I mean, these Kanye things, they're pretty crazy anyway. It'll be the same with the public listening party, although I think you're more likely to get, like, a leak from that. Yeah. But they do this thing. I don't really know. It's only been explained. I've never actually seen what it looks like. But you have to, like, put your phone in this little pouch thing, and it's, like, unopenable. So you can't get
Dave Chappelle done that in the specials.
Yeah, so
like
a lockbox.
What do you call it? Jack White gig as well. Does he not do that too?
I think so. I heard
somebody done that. Yeah.
And it's mostly just because they don't like stuff at their thing. Kanye's all about the leaks though, which makes more sense to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's just the way they described it. It's like, I understand your phone being put in a locker or like a lockbox or something, but they said it was like a pouch that's unopenable, and then people need to help you open it on the way out with something. I don't know what it is, but whatever. So they did that so that people couldn't, video stuff or whatever. And a bunch of, celebrities and family members and whatever went to that one, and then the public one is tomorrow at I think it's in Atlanta, pretty sure.
Could be, yeah.
Mercedes Stadium or something.
Yeah.
I can't really remember what the stadium is there, but yeah, he's having like some big event, similar to like whenever he done the Ye like Wyoming listening party and the Kids See Ghosts listening party. He done one for Jesus is King as well.
Yeah.
But I feel like people weren't quite as interested about that for some reason.
Still haven't listened to that album, so.
It's not bad. It's not his best work by any means, but
wouldn't know.
But yes, all evidence is pointing towards the Friday release because, I mean, he's basically saying it's a Friday release now. So, although with any other artist, you're like, yeah, well, if he says it, then that's true, Don. There's nothing to speculate about here. But it's Kanye, so it means nothing to me. The last time he announced a release date for this album, he didn't release anything, and then the day after, he released the cover art. But the cover art that he released then is not the same as what the cover art is now.
No.
And there still hasn't been confirmed cover art, so we don't even know what the artwork is. Like it could be the one that he tweeted it and he's like, this is the artwork for Donda, but it was like a year ago, and now the one that came out didn't come directly from him, but it was like a bunch of people leaked it, and it was on the invitations for the listening party, which is why people are jumping to that conclusion. But it's that
it's a simple album cover. It's probably the second most simplest album cover I've ever seen, apart from System of a Down. Steal This Album.
But yeah, it's like, it does look we were talking about this in the chat because like it genuinely does just look like a scribble. But if you if you dig into it a little bit, it's it's by an artist, Louise Bourgeois, and she's like passed away and stuff now, but the artwork that she done was mostly based on like the trauma of losing her mother whenever she was young. So it makes a lot of sense that he's sort of relating to that, and the way there's these crazy like Kanye stands all over the place. They've sort of put together from Instagram posts that he put up of a time whenever he was in Paris, and she used to do, like, if you look up her work, the main thing that'll come up is all these crazy looking spider sculptures. She used to make loads of those. She actually done more sculptures than paintings or anything, but there's a photograph of Kanye like taking a picture of this spider thing whenever he was in France, and it's sort of like maybe he got onto the work from then. I don't really know, but yeah, it's just this very simple, like, kind of weird scribbly thing. It does look like the image of a woman, but if you're like not in the know, Donda is the name of Kanye's mother. So I mean, who he lost, like, God, when 2008 or something like that, maybe a little bit before.
Yeah, I think it was.
She died in surgery, I think plastic surgery or something she was getting. It was just meant to be a simple procedure, and the anesthetic, she never came around from it. So
yeah,
I mean, it was unexpected for him, and I don't think he's ever really, I say got over it, like, but I mean, it's been a message in a lot of his songs. He was very close to his mom, so this album is obviously named after her and very much dedicated to her. So be interesting to see where he goes with it. I don't really know, like, Kanye always has such a weird vibe with stuff, like, you know, he's been wearing these masks. It's like him and Kim broke up, he's in a mask everywhere he goes, and it looks like a friggin' executioner hood, but with, like, you know, Hell's Angels logos on it. Like, I don't know what I'm looking at half the time. It's just weird seeing him in the studio and he's just got like a hood on his face, and I'm just like, how did he even see out of that thing? But yeah, he's got some sort of zone going on. I just don't know what it is. I don't, like, it clearly from the track listings that have leaked here and there, it still looks kind of biblical, but
the sound will be what you're not expecting.
Yeah, I think
I know you can't go by leaked track listings and stuff, but like, what sort of size of album does it look like?
It's hard to tell because the amount of track, I think all in all with all the leaks together, there's something like near 30 songs. But the latest one, and you're taking this from, I should say, like, videos where people have paused and looked at the dry erase board in the back, because Kanye, see, whenever he's in album mode, there's always a dry erase board somewhere. Like, you'll always see it in the back, and he writes stuff up, and he writes tracks, and he moves them around and stuff. But you could look through so many archived images of it, and it's like, there's certain tracks that have stood the test of time for, like, the last couple of years, where there's a song that always comes back. Like, there's one called God Breathed on Us, or something like that. I don't know, but I've seen that forever. Like, I'm waiting to hear that. I think that was going to be in Yandy or something, which that album never got made. So Yeah,
but it's always on the eraser boards then.
Yeah, and it looks like it's gonna be.
So it looks like it's
I think
maybe
anyway.
a solid favorite.
I don't really know, but yeah, I mean, at the minute it looked like he cut it back to sort of not short but not long record. Like it kind of looked longer than what he'd been putting out with those like Ye and Kid Go, like those super short ones. Even Jesus is King was very short too. This kind of seemed middle ground, not crazy Life of Pablo length, but somewhere in between. Which is nice. I mean, that's what Tyler done with his last record, where it's like he went from making these ginormous albums to making super short ones, and then Call Me If You Get Lost was kind of just like, oh, we're back to normal album length, everyone. Could we just do that from now on? I don't know. I don't know what happened. Well, sorry, I'm talking gibberish, but I do know exactly what happened. It was that whole fucking rap thing with like the streams that we were talking about on this show before, where it's like the more songs you get, the more plays you get for your record whenever it comes out. So everybody's making these big 30-track albums. And then everyone got sick of that, so then the big names that don't really need to worry about it so much are like, my album's only 7 songs. And you're like, oh, Jesus. Like, it just about constitutes an album. It's nearly an EP.
Here, slight tangent, but along the lines of Tyler, the Creator, did you guys see, obviously there'll be loads of cameos because that's the way it works, but they're doing a new Jackass, and apparently Tyler, the Creator's in there somewhere.
Oh,
or else
really?
he was filming bits. Him and Machine Gun Kelly, I think. It came up on my feed.
I could very much see him being involved. Yeah, Tyler skates though, right? And he's obsessed with his BMX.
Well, this is the thing
BMX,
too.
So
they were on set and it was filming, but like I would assume that they probably film a lot of stuff for those movies that doesn't always necessarily make it in, and celebrity cameos will probably be a big bit. So it's like, but I imagine like if you got those two guys on camera and it was something good, like they'd keep it in.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, they're going to be the ones throwing things at people.
Yeah,
exactly.
Or anything.
Yeah.
Or it will, like, maybe they'll, I don't know. I could just see Tyler using, like, the fact that he does go on a BMX and he skates and stuff like that, like, and he's pretty good.
Yeah, they usually have that sort of stuff cut in between the pranks or something.
He could do something, or even do, like,
you should bring Lil Wayne on.
Yeah, I know. Get him skating around with a cup of lean or something.
No, yeah.
The lean challenge.
So Tyler, Machine Gun Kelly, 100% Megan Fox is going to be there, just in the background, just because they can't go anywhere. Standing
to the side, just silently. Yeah, I don't know. I find her super intimidating. Whenever you see them together, he's walking around going all rock symbol, Machine Gun Kelly. And she's just there, like, nothing. Stoic, yes.
That's a good word.
Absolutely stoic. That is a good word. Good job.
Thank you.
Well done.
We're getting highbrow in here when we're using words like stoic.
Stoic? Yeah. Whoa. Need to bring it up.
We're gonna get all the fancy listeners in.
I need like a fart sound effect just to bring it back down a notch after.
It's alright. He's put the sunglasses back on.
That automatically brings it down a level. Yeah. I mean, is it not weird? Like, I mean, how are they gonna do a Jackass movie? Johnny Knoxville has got. Like,
they could potentially die.
I know. I mean, they probably could always potentially die since they started this, but like, even Steve-O,
but their bones are more brittle now.
Steve-O is the most mental, and even he's toned down somewhat.
I didn't read into it. I don't know if there's going to be like maybe young blood on it that they can kind of do like the crazier stunts or what. I'm saying I didn't read anything. I don't know how they are going to manage it, as you say, because they're old. I don't know if maybe they'll try and get a couple of guests in for crazier stuff or something.
The sad side of that Jackass thing is everything going on with Bam Margera,
because he's not gonna be in it. Because of everything.
Sad.
So
yeah,
he's in.
So I don't know.
Yeah,
we don't need another Jack. They're too old to be doing that.
I know.
Although at the same time, like people need stupid. Well, yeah, people need money. I was gonna say people need stupid, mindless movies at the minute. I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, then I don't know. Maybe it's just me. In my opinion, the movies were never as good as the show. I used to love the show. The show was a
Yeah.
simpler time, and then the movies, because of the budget and stuff, they had to try and go big. Um, which usually it was, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It's like the bigger is not always better thing. You know,
Yeah.
it's like where they spent so long like shooting a big rocket ship into the ocean. I was like, I'd preferred it whenever they just dropped like, you know,
Yeah. Keep
like
it simple.
friggin' golf balls off a roof onto somebody's balls or something like that. No, it's just
Yeah.
it's so dumb. Then it's like, yeah, that's funny. Or I
Yeah.
mean, my favorite of all that, like, I think this has to be my top one, is just one of the quickest Jackass clips that I've ever seen in my life. Is just whenever it starts up and it's like, "Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville and I'm about to get hit by a car." Somebody runs him over, and he just, whenever he gets hit by the car, he just like rolls onto the roof, but then somehow grabs the hood, and he's on the car,
And
as
he
it drives.
flies
Like,
off shot.
the camera's just static, and it's just him getting hit by a car, but then holding on and disappearing. And I'm just like, what the fuck was that? I was like that's not even a prank. That's nothing. That's just getting hit by a car. That's like me and Sarah love the quote whenever David Blaine like maybe in the last couple of years was doing his magic show where he was trying to come back, and he was on with Ricky Gervais, and he was just had this big like metal skewer, and he was like sticking it through his arm, and Ricky Gervais is just like, "It's not magic, is it, David?"
Yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah,
it's
not a trick.
it's
Yeah.
the same. Getting
You're
hit
just
by a
sticking a
car is
skewer in
not
your
a
arm.
stunt.
Yeah.
It's just getting hit by a car.
A lot of
Oh,
his magic was like that. It's not really magic per se.
Not
It's
really,
just
yeah.
you hurting
A lot of-
yourself in
yeah.
extreme ways.
I know. He should be on Jackass. David Blaine on Jackass. I would watch that shit. That would be amazing.
He
'Cause
could be one
somehow
of the
you-
other cameos maybe that they've got.
I mean, he suits that show down to the ground. I would watch David Blaine on Jackass. It seems like he's willing to put his body through immense torture.
But the thing is, all those guys in that gang would be like laughing their head off at stupid stuff that they're doing, and he would just be there, to use
Yeah.
Andy's word, stoic.
Stoic.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Yeah.
overuse that by the end of the show.
No.
Yeah, and he just looks at the
He
camera.
takes all the
after-
fun out of all of it.
Oh yeah, he would.
Like,
He
all the
would,
guys
like,
are laughing. And...
He would like get hit by a car, but then just get up off the ground afterwards and just hold his palm to the camera and have the
There'd be
little
an eye
eyeball
drawn
on
on
it. It's all about the magic. It's like, okay, David, you're kind of creeping me out, man. Maybe we just get rid of him. Yeah. So, I don't know. A genuine question? Are you guys actually excited for Kanye, or do you not care at this point? With like, I'm just wondering, is it like I can't wait for Kanye to bring something out? Are you still in that mode, or is it just like, whatever?
If
I'm
it was
so
Kanye,
over
if it was still Kanye with Kim, no. But this Kanye, after what he's been through, yeah.
it.
I
He's
think
got
so.
Yeah, like is he maybe like throwing himself back into his work or something? Could this
The
be?
fact that, like I said before we came on, his Instagram post of literally like he's got his
Oh yeah, he
attire on a bed, like his mask, his chains. I think his chains are his kids' names, right?
It is. It's all of his kids'
Yeah.
names.
So he's got all
Random.
that. He's got like the ski mask stuff on. And yeah, I just think it's gonna be if it's gonna be biblical, it's gonna be biblical with beats, not with like bands and choirs.
Yeah.
It's gonna have choirs, obviously, but not.
Yeah, I mean the clip that played in that Nike ad was like it
Yeah.
really reminded me of the refrain from the Kids See Ghosts record. You know, the Cuddy
Yeah.
what's that line? The like stay strong, heal me, Lord, or something that he just keeps like repeating over and over again. It's like it kind of reminded
Yeah.
me of that, because that was such a cool moment on that record. And it's
Do you know
not
what there's
that,
not
like,
going to be?
what?
There's not going to be any of the ra-da-da-da, whatever the hell that was on that album. It's like Pusha T's verse comes in, and then the whole song's just him scatting. I'm like, why? Why
Dude,
is that a
perfect.
thing?
That's not, I mean, we might get copyright strike for that. That was too
That
spot
was
on for me.
pretty. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just listening here because it was killing me what you were asking what the refrain was. I'm trying to listen out for it again, but there's an awful lot of organs and stuff in it. It still does sound.
Oh yeah, it'll still be
gospel-y.
Kanye. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm excited because he's just going to be
done
in a bad
miracles
mood
on me.
Yeah, he's just going to be in a bad mood from breakup.
Yeah.
So
he might just throw himself full scale.
And he also
into
looks
golf.
jacked in the picture. He looks jacked. You see the fucking. He's got
man,
definitions.
He's got to get out there. He's
On
got
the
to
thing.
show his thing off. What's that line from 30 hours? Like, I hit the gym all chest,
God.
no legs.
Yes, that's exactly right.
I wake up all veggies, no eggs.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what he's gonna be
Hit
like.
the gym all chest, no legs, and then
So that'll be interesting.
Smoothie. It's just
Yeah.
your daily routine, isn't it, Kanye? It's not really a song in there, but sure, it's a good one.
So yeah, we'll see Friday.
We'll see if it comes out. I mean, that's step one. Does it come out?
Do you want to make an Andy prediction on whether he patches it or not? Like, it could come out, but does he like make amendments to the song after it?
That's true. But I mean,
know,
he
it's
hasn't
getting
changed
so much attention.
He hasn't changed the last two now.
I know. I'm just joking. I feel like it's gonna be. Hopefully, it should be a solid album. Like,
I would not be surprised though, because and this is often a tangent, but a similar thing of just the world that we live in now. And for anybody listening, just know that, like, if you haven't watched the show, I'm not spoiling it. I'm just talking about something that they've done after it came out. But in WandaVision, the Disney Plus show. So that show came out when, like, at the end of last year or something. It was like the first Disney Plus show to come on from Marvel, and it ended a good
right
while
at the
ago.
beginning of lockdown and stuff.
Yeah. So they have since went in and edited the final scene of that movie, that show,
the show,
ever so slightly. So it's crazy. I mean, they done a couple of things where it's like they have it's a shot, again, I'm not trying to spoil, so not talk about anything specific, but it's a shot where it's panning into a cabin over a lake, and they have added more trees, which is weird. So there wasn't that many trees there before, but they just put a nice little tree in there. So they added like shitloads of trees, and then they took out, there was ducks in the water, or like swans in the water or something. They took them out, so they're not there anymore. And then the reason that people really noticed that there was a change, right, is because there was this sort of light that was coming down as the camera swooped in. So people started getting these theories that they, like, like a conspiracy theory, that they intentionally added this light in because it was meant to be like, I don't know, a Doctor Strange, like, apparition was coming in or whatever. Now, like, one of the breakdown channels I watch, which is just a bet, like, I don't know how this guy fucking finds these things, but he noticed that whenever the camera pans in and it's going just into the doorway of this cabin, because it's a huge wide shot, I mean, you can see the whole lake, the forest, the cabin, and it zooms all the way into the doorway. Just as it's going past, there's a window on the left-hand side, and there's a light reflection in it in the original cut that he still had. So whenever he sort of like isolated the light that must have reflected off the camera that they were using, he like isolated it on his thing, then zoomed the camera out and noticed that it was the same shape as this light orb. So what they've done is they have tried to take that out for some reason, even though the show had already aired and most people who are going to watch the finale have already seen it. They felt the need to go back in afterwards and take that little light source out, add more trees, and take wild animals out.
It's not like a Game of Thrones thing where, like, in the light there was like a guy like with a Starbucks or something, just in the reflection of the window.
That's what they're saying. It's like a blink and you'll miss it thing, but I mean the light is kind of unnatural, so it kind of feels like it must be a reflection of the camera, which is why they want to take it out.
But as you say, like, it was out, everybody watched it. Not that many people really noticed or cared. It's like, why go back and
Well, I mean,
fix it?
I think I know the reason for going back again. I cannot take credit for any of this. It's just I watch and read a lot of really boring, nerdy things. But it sounds likely that the final shot of that TV show might be reused then in like an upcoming Marvel thing, and whatever they've done, or if they've changed location for where they're filming something, because maybe something happens at that cabin and it's linked to a movie, they might have filmed on set where there was more trees, or there, there's some reason to try and make it look more like the place that they're
the same as something else that they've shot later. Yeah.
But the point is, it's fucking crazy that you can just like. I mean, I watched that show, but now that last scene is different. It's the same as the Game of Thrones. It's like you watch it and then that coffee cup is gone now. I'm just like, what the hell?
These big movie studios are like literally just like us, like uploading to YouTube. It's like, oh, notice something, just fix it and re-upload.
Jump in and edit it.
Yeah.
You know what they should have just done?
From Starbucks mug to like giant goblet of fucking wine.
What was the other one? The Mandalorian. There was the dude in slacks or like jeans or some shit. Like he was just
really?
a clear...
I didn't even hear about that.
Oh man, he was just a clear cameraman on the side. I think everybody's seen him. Like, if you watched it the night it came out, I was like, how did this get through so many people? It's just a dude in jeans.
I would really just take you out of it
standing at the. It's like all these like freaking Mandalorians and stormtroopers and all that shit, and then there's just a guy on the side with like
that's where they go wrong.
It's like
they should just
shot one of those spoof movies like Naked Gun or something. Like all the aliens and then just one normally dressed guy.
Move off the set, Steve. But no, he's gone as well. It's just I don't know. Maybe it's a Disney thing though. They can just jump in and like that guy probably doesn't even exist anymore in real life. He's probably just gone from existence. They've just
they whacked him or
they
something?
just erased him. Well, I don't want to speak for Disney, but has anyone seen him? Has anyone seen him since his cameo in The Mandalorian? His accidental cameo? Jeans guy? Amazing. Yeah, in Game of Thrones, I was convinced what they should have done, which would have been really funny, is because the coffee gate thing was so big, instead of just removing it, they should have put like a decapitated head or something where it was, so that if people went back to watch, they would just be like, what the hell is that? Just be like, I don't know. It seemed like it was very Game of Thronesy. There's heads all over that shit.
There's heads.
Being decapitated. So, yeah, I'm way off trying to talk about decapitated heads. I was trying to talk about Kanye West.
What the fuck was that? Kanye?
Yeah, a point I wanted to make earlier as well. So the Nike ad was with what do you call her? Sakari Richardson. Yeah, she was the woman that I don't know if you've seen. She like tested positive for marijuana, like weed or PCP or whatever the hell. I don't know. But it was kind of like, I mean, it's a legal drug in so many states now. It was legal where she would have been using it. And then she got like banned from the Olympics or told she couldn't compete. So she's the one that's in the ad with the Kanye song that we were talking about. I feel like I should acknowledge that.
Yes.
Good
acknowledgement.
But good acknowledgement. Look,
nothing.
Now, if we're gonna get into a debate about this, I just think it's quite funny, right? I'm not saying people want to jump so much on the racial train, or they want to go so hard against this. Look, I'm not saying, I mean, they tell you not to do any drugs, but it's just quite funny because it's like, it's not like it's a performance enhancer.
Yeah, that was the point that I went to right away. Yeah.
She would be less good on it. Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? Go ahead.
It's stuff that do you know how it enhances your performance in regards to running?
It may be legal in the state that she's in, but it's not legal in Japan.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I mean, they can legalize it everywhere, but it was legal in Amsterdam for years.
Yep. Yeah.
But you can't bring it over.
That's true.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I know.
Them's the rules.
I know. Look, if them's the rules, them's the rules. That's, I mean, those are the breaks.
Also, who wants to go to the Olympics right now? They're sleeping on cardboard beds.
I know, you see that?
Yeah.
It's actually crazy. Although so many people,
it's so annoying though. Like, I mean, for somebody who's competing in that to like train probably your whole life or your young adult life up until your adult life for a particular goal, and then like to have that as the choice.
They should cancel it. I mean, it's just
I know, but this is the thing. Like as an athlete, like in probably in their peak performance, is like, oh well, like another couple of years again. It's like, am I going to be as good as where I was here? Exactly. No, it's a horrible thing to. Yeah.
There was a Paralympian, I think today I think I don't know if she's blind or deaf, but she has pulled out of the Olympics because her assistant couldn't go.
All right.
So there's loads of people that aren't competing because it's a whole cluster.
Yeah, it just seems like a mess. And then the whole thing as well is if you do go and you compete and you win, and it's like some people didn't show. Is it like, did you even really win? Did you even compete against all the top people from all the different countries? It just
like the NBA bubble.
It seems like a bit of a throwaway.
Is that really a genuine ring?
The NBA bubble championship with the asterisks beside it.
Yeah,
like the Lakers won, kinda. I guess, kinda. It was all kind of weird. I don't know. We were in Disney World.
It was so LeBron could be at Disney to film
Space Jam 2, which is apparently terrible.
Yeah, I heard that.
Who's seen that coming? I don't know. Look, I can't. I shouldn't listen to what the critics say. Like, I'll watch it. I'm not like rushing out to buy tickets or nothing. I'll wait. I will wait. But it does, I mean, from the minute the first trailer dropped, I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, the serververse? Why is it so much product placement for Warner Brothers? I don't get it. Also, that was never a thing. That wasn't a Space Jam thing. Why have you created your own MCU of Warner Brothers characters? Why is everyone so set on making a joint universe of shit?
Also,
I thought we were past that now. The whole universe building thing.
Also, it's
worse.
I know. Also, it's weird that kids nowadays don't give a damn about who Bugs Bunny is.
Yeah, that's true.
Like they don't know any of the Looney Tunes. We grew up with Looney Tunes. People now are not growing up with Looney Tunes.
Yeah,
I think they're
LeBron James is in a movie with some other guy. I don't know what you call him.
He's not that famous yet. He's only started his acting career.
Giving this bunny a good break. Kids are more likely to know who LeBron James is than Bugs Bunny. I'm convinced, right?
100%. Like, you know, as kids, like when you would play sport, you would like shout out the name of your favorite sports person, whatever sport you were doing. Like kids now are probably saying like Bugs Bunny. Yeah, like instead of saying like Kobe or Shaq or whoever, people are probably saying LeBron James straight away. It's like
I mean, he's the go-to, like Michael Jordan used to be. You know, as most people know LeBron. So,
and that's the thing. The NBA knows that as well, and I think that's why like Jordan was the same. He was treated as the poster child at the time for basketball. It was like
have a lot of control.
Yeah, he had to be happy no matter what sort of thing. Yeah.
You ever see that clip? And I love that one of the referee. I forget what the guy's name is, but where it's just like he's basically apologizing to Michael Jordan because he says,
"I
to
believe
him about
you, Michael.
Yeah,
I believe you."
It's basically like a foul gets called, and then you know the way like it doesn't matter if it's NBA, football, whatever the hell. It's like, you know, you're gonna get people argue with the ref, but usually the ref is just stoic.
Oh no.
And doesn't give away anything. And it was just like whenever Michael complains to this ref, this guy's like, I don't know, about 10 feet tall or smaller than him. And he's just like, oh, I'm sorry, Michael, I didn't see that. I mustn't have seen it, but I believe you, Michael. I believe you. I'm just like, oh my god, you're so pathetic, dude. That's so ridiculous, but it's just like that ref didn't want to get fired. It's like, Michael could get me fired, man. I didn't see that call, Michael. I believe you. It's so crazy. Oh man, imagine having that control.
Hold on.
Oh, did you find it?
Hold on.
But he didn't touch it with both hands. That's the thing. You think so, Michael? 55 hits, 2 to count. Michael, I didn't see 2 hands on him, Michael. But I believe you. I saw only saw the one hand on.
And he goes right up to him and goes, I believe you, Michael. I believe you.
Yeah, no, it's the fact he's so small. I don't know why we're kind of doing the voice like Porky Pig or something. I believe you, Michael.
Did this happen in Space Jam or in real life?
This is a scene from the new Space Jam movie.
That was a character from Space Jam, definitely.
You know what I think we should probably just quote from now on with everything, because it's maybe one of the worst lines ever written. And I haven't seen Space Jam 2, but it's in the trailer. But we should just start using, "What in the Matrix hell?" That's a line in the trailer, and it's maybe one of the worst things that could have been written in a script in my life.
Who says
and
that?
just really kind of LeBron James says it in the Space Jam
I
trailer.
hoped you were gonna say that.
Yeah, because he goes into the Warner Brothers serververse. I'm saying that correctly? Serververse.
I feel like this movie was still made in the early 2000s when
It
like the
looks like
internet
it.
was pretty new.
I know it's like internet. You get sucked into the internet or whatever. But then it's like he sees the portal and LeBron James looks at it and he's like, "What in the Matrix hell?" And I'm like, just throwing the Warner Brothers property Matrix in there for no reason. Okay.
It's back on
Alright.
Netflix at the minute, by the way.
What
I don't
in
work
the
for Warner
Matrix
Brothers.
hell? It's on Netflix? I'm going to use that forever. I'm sorry.
Outside of basketball, LeBron
Flip
James
it.
is just the worst. He's just the worst. He's just the worst.
He is a bit of a crybaby, to be fair. He's like,
worst.
he's for things and then he's against things, and I don't know. He gives a lot of money to charity. He's a good guy. Whatever. We cut that crowd cheer off for you, LeBron. Because we kind of love you, but kind of don't. He's alright.
Whatever.
So Kanye West, man, new album dropping. Why do people watch this show? I don't get it. I don't get it. I think I've said everything I really need to say about the Kanye album. I could go deeper, but I feel like there's no point because we're an hour in, and I've talked about Space Jam 2 at this point. So I think I just need to leave it there. Any final thoughts before we potentially get this record on Friday?
You were just sort of asking like, are you looking forward to it? And like, I'll take new music from Kanye all day long. It just depends on like, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be something that you'll constantly go back to again, but
Yeah,
I feel like he's at that stage now where he's like, I mean, he's done his best work, and you just got to keep putting stuff out there, and some stuff's going to be gems and
Well-
some stuff aren't. So
We don't know this. I mean, like, I'm going out on a limb here. We need to do Don Maples predictions here, but I think this might be up there in some of the best stuff he's ever done.
I'm hoping stuff lines up for that. This is the hype train, like.
Yeah, going out on a limb here, but I mean, I have a couple of reasons of why I think that. I think one of the things is like Yandy's a record that never got made. And I don't know if anybody who listens to this show has ever actually went. You can listen to the majority of Yandy on YouTube, and some of the songs were really good on there, and that was a leak, so it wasn't even finished. It seems like some of the stuff that was potentially going to be on there may be on this, so I think that's a good sign. And then the comments that have came out, although it could be just, like structured promo release, but people are like, this is next level Kanye stuff, which they weren't really saying about the last couple, if I'm honest. Like, I didn't hear that sort of stuff being said about Jesus is King or Ye. So the comments from other people like Pusha T and Tyler and all these people are saying great things about it. But I really think the main major clue, knowing the way that Kanye's mind operates, is I think one of the reasons the record took so long, but the fact that it will come, is that he's naming it after his mother, and that's a hugely important thing to him. And I don't think he would ever feel that he could put his name to something with her name, unless he felt like it was of a certain caliber.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion. The clip that I heard sounded like it was gonna be like, I mean, that's some of the best singing I've heard Kanye do. Like, I know it's pitch corrected, but like usually it's still bad. But you just accept it because it's Kanye. But it's like the singing sounded really good in the clip.
Yeah,
I'm going out there and I think it's gonna be like, I think it could be next level Kanye.
I don't think it'll be mind blowing. I think it'll be good though. I think it'll be I think it'll be good. Also, out of interest, do you see he follows one person on Instagram?
Yeah, he used to do that.
Kim?
Who does he follow now? Is it Kim still? He always used to just follow Kim. But then I'm like, does he still just follow Kim?
Yeah,
They
I
split up.
literally, yeah.
No, man, he's done that for years. Years and years and years. It's one of them.
Anyway,
Again,
yeah.
that's a power move that people do. I feel like Kanye was one of the first people to do that. I'm just like, I have millions of followers, but I follow one person, and it's my wife.
I'm pretty sure Donald Glover follows no one.
Yes, yeah. See, people started doing that after, because, like, Donald Glover, he's a big Kanye fan, so, I mean, as much as I love him, it's a bit of a copying move. Trying to take it to the next level.
follows like one person.
Yeah.
Like, Kim.
Did you notice he hasn't been active on Instagram properly. Like, he does this weird thing with Instagram as well.
Donald Glover?
No, Kanye.
Oh, he deletes his. Yeah, he's only got like 3 posts.
He archives, so like whenever he's on a roll,
clears
like,
stuff off.
he clears the Instagram. He doesn't have a history, so it's kind of like he puts so much out and then he deletes everything.
There's a couple people do that. Yeah, I've seen that happen. Yeah.
He just clears the thing and then there's no posts. It is a bit like Donald Glover does it too, but I mean, you say like whatever people want to say about Kanye, he is a trendsetter. Like, he does stuff like that, and then people follow suit. Like,
Yeah.
he's been
I
doing
think
that
he's
shit
like
for
Apple.
years.
I think he's like Apple and stuff, where he's like, "That's pretty cool. Let me try and put my spin on it."
Yeah.
That's what he does. That's what all big brands do. They like go, "Huh, that's a cool thing. Let me take that before it gets even bigger."
You sound like Kanye. Kanye always likes to be like, I'm like Steve Jobs. I'm like Albert Einstein. It's just like
that's
you're
what I'm
just
saying.
saying people.
Like I messaged you yesterday. I feel like he's taking some source from my boy Rumor with the little writing on the ski mask. It's like Rumor's been doing that for years. He's got like a little cross. He's got the name here. He's got the ski mask.
People
on.
doing it for ages. I mean,
Masks in general are a thing that there's like
Fucking
it
go back to
transcends
the
genres
70s
even.
in this country. Yeah. I mean, they're ripping us
No.
off. Ripping us off here, dude. I mean, fucking don't want to. I feel like the minute it's like Voldemort. It's like if I say any three letter organizations,
it's
they
like
might
way
be outside the door. I don't know.
It's like
Those
way
that shall not be named.
It's like
was
way
fell
back
in my
in,
chair.
like, I'm trying to talk
That's
over
the
you.
organization.
Sorry.
They've sabotaged your chair.
It's like luchador mask.
It is. Sorry, I before we went on the show, I said that Andy, I think my chair feels like it's broken, but I almost went down on that one. I'm gonna have to fix this afterwards.
No, we need more content, man. We want to see you go down live on air.
I'm like the jackass of the podcast. How old guy was that? What am I saying? I'm like the jackass of the podcast. I don't know what that means. But
Hello,
yeah,
I am like the jackass.
Oh, it's Jackass. Pointing at Johnny Knoxville. I heard Jackass is in this. Yeah, but I do the stunts. I do the stunts for the show. Take a couple of screws out of my chair, fall off of it, just for the laughs.
You didn't put that fan on, did you? Did it knock you off balance there?
No. Oh, you would
The
know.
slight breeze.
You would know if the fan's on. Here we go. Woo! Oh, I'm glad you mentioned the fan because it gives me an excuse to turn it on.
Dude, I'm sitting here with my back door open and stuff, and there's still just absolutely no air whatsoever.
I know.
I feel like I'm just getting like sweatier and sweatier. I hope
like
nobody
this.
watches the video podcast this week.
Weather like this makes me miss home. I see everybody on the beach. See them all. Because literally you were like 5 minutes away from any beach.
You don't want to live by a beach. People hit your car with a boat. Fuck's sake.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I do have I feel like if I move my webcam, everything's going to break, but I'm going to try. But I did have like an ice beer situation over here, which was great, but it is just water now. Like, I mean, that's bad. That's how warm it is. Those all ice cubes.
That's a nice setup you got there. Little ice bucket and stuff for the podcast. I like that.
It was Sarah's idea. I got my shorts on as well.
Crotch shot.
I'm sort of just.
It is so jackass right now.
We are
jackass
doing
right now.
You live near the beach and you're still that white, bro.
Hey, dude, I'm tanned. It's because I've got my light on. See? Look, sunburn. What if I did a whole show like this?
Yeah, you can do the show like that. I'll do the show muted, and we'll just be like way past it.
Audio listeners don't even know what's
Some
going on.
old guys
right
doing a podcast.
Yeah. The audio.
That's a really disturbing angle.
Why does it make my eyes look like not straight? It's because it's like a weird fisheye effect here.
You look like the Tyrannosaurus Rex from Jurassic Park or something.
I'm gonna start every episode with this angle from now on and be like, "Welcome to Six Step Bro."
That's a bit intense for people, like a new listener that hasn't watched before.
I can't. The audio version of this podcast gonna suck. You gotta go watch the video one. That's the only reason it's good.
That's some more camera shake, and it's something out of Trainspotting. Just following the guy around in the club.
Yeah. Oh god, I actually took it. That's so weird you brought that up. I feel like it's a good segue into something that I was gonna bring up, but I sort of did a little
Wait, trains.
Yeah. So the
Drugs?
Yeah, I did some heroin, guys, and I've been wanting to talk about it. My experience. No, that camera angle you're talking about from Transpotting, like,
Yeah.
I sort of did that in like a music video for a song that I'm gonna put out, like, literally tomorrow. And what I thought would be a cool thing is for the people that are committed to coming on and watching the live stream of the show. I'll do it right now. It's unlisted. I mean, the video is up now and it's on YouTube, but you probably haven't seen it posted. And I am gonna put the link in the live chat so that you guys can get it. There it is. It's coming in at you. Yeah, man. So yeah, gonna release a little music video thing tomorrow. But yeah, it's weird just that I kind of use that angle in it for the, like, you know, it's sort of from the ground up looking as you're walking thing. Because I always think that angle just makes it look like you have no idea what's going on, which I quite like. You know, if you're just looking around, it just looks like mass confusion and drunkenness.
Like the Weeknd Super Bowl performance, he's just like, what is going on? Going through the corridors.
Yeah, so you can get a little advanced listen to that if you follow that link that's in the comments there.
This is cool.
There you go.
Oh my god, how many hours till the streaming of Donda in the chat? I don't know. It's tomorrow,
Well,
right?
it's like 8 p.m. EST, whatever that is, in American. Hold on.
Yeah, it's tomorrow. Like, it's not tonight anyway. And then seems like the record will come out on Friday. I think and you doing at 8 p.m. the Apple Music thing, the stream.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, check it out for whatever time zone you're in. But I think it's 8 p.m. or whatever time zone Atlanta's in. 8 p.m. tomorrow. I think it's happening. So no problem. You're very welcome. So moving on. Like I say, I've got that song. It's just video coming out tomorrow. Yeah, check it out. I think it'll be good. It's called Beach. Little video thing, a little bit off my second full-length album I've been working on, so I'm quite excited about it. I think it's like 75% finished now, so it's very much almost there. So I thought release something from it, I guess, you know?
I like the video. It's pretty cool. I'm watching it without sound.
Oh, you're watching it with no sound? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. I literally
Cool.
edited.
I like that little transition-y effect thing.
Yeah, I like edited the whole thing on my phone, which is crazy. But
That's
sure.
pretty good.
Right?
That's pretty good for editing on your phone.
Just did it on the fly, man. I just thought I wanted to get this song out because I really like it. It's an older song of mine, but I sort of just like refreshed it up, re-recorded a bunch of it.
You doing a Kanye? Nice.
Doing a Kanye.
What the fuck was that? Kanye?
Jumping back in and re-editing shit. If you go back and listen to my first album now, it's just white noise and fart sound effects. That's I've just got completely re-edited it, and I was like, who's gonna notice? Yeah. So yeah, beach video out tomorrow. It won't be on Spotify. I'm not doing that for a while, but you can watch a video, I guess. It's a cool song though. The solo is nuts. I don't.
I really do
nuts,
like this solo.
not nuts in a way like it's shredding, but nuts in a way like, oh, here's a bunch of pedals. Let me. I think at one point there's like 10 guitars layered on top of each other, different pitches, and it just sounds like the song is breaking.
You didn't re-record that bit, did you? Like
No,
how could you have? No,
I couldn't.
Yeah.
I just had to like refine the guitars again and mix them better because I recorded that solo so many years ago.
I feel like that's a one-time thing. It's like, what settings? What did I use? What
could never recreate that thing ever in my life. I don't think so. That was.
It's very cool though. I do remember that song.
Yeah, it just. I always think it kind of sounds like Zelda Twilight Princess. You know that like weird noise whenever like the Twilight thing would come in or whatever. It's just like. That's not a good representation of what it sounds like at all. Guys, I got a new song out, and it sounds like this. I'm not gonna
check
listen
it
to
out.
I don't really want to hear that. But yep, the link is in the live chat. I mean, even if you come to this video afterward, you can follow that link. If you open up the little live chat in the YouTube comments bit, you can find it there. But it'll just be on our YouTube channel by then, so don't even worry about it. Just find it there. So I think we'll do a quick ad break.
The live thing for whoever was asking is on Apple Music, 8 p.m. ET, which is midnight our time.
Oh.
Midnight our time. So that's midnight going into.
Do you want to just podcast right up until?
I should do a live reaction. Damn, that's tempting. But no, I'm not that committed.
You still have Apple Music, don't you, Andy? Yeah.
I have like a free. I might actually use it. I'm actually on Spotify, but I haven't used my free trial thing for my phone yet.
I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember if you made the jump to Spotify because I know you did use Apple Music.
Yeah, I skip between both. I have no teams.
Yeah, no loyalties. No, you know what the thing is? Like, neither do I. But the problem is, it's like any other services that are kind of in that way. It's like you build up playlists and you like heart albums and everything. It's like, if I start all over again, I'm gonna have to do like it should. I think in the future, maybe it will become a thing like mobile phones. It's like where you actually jump operating systems. It's like they have to give you an easy way to copy your stuff across.
Probably is something.
Like they should do that with streaming services.
Yeah, who knows? Probably someone has come up with that. We just don't know about it yet. But speaking of, before we go on a break, I'm assuming. Yeah. Do you hear Netflix is going into the video game world?
I was just talking about this today.
Hear that.
Yeah. Could be big.
So they now are the Netflix of video games.
Apparently,
you say it could be big. Do you remember whenever Google was getting into the video game industry? You remember that?
Yeah.
It could be big, guys, and it wasn't.
Did you hear so like all they're saying is at the minute it's mobile gaming, but then there's like a lot of hearsay and rumors that I can't remember what game or what it was found in, but apparently there was references to Netflix found in a PlayStation game, and they think that PlayStation might be teaming with them. Like, I don't feel like Netflix are the kind of people that have like, because Microsoft's offering for like streaming games is like, you know, it's the best, it's the gold standard, it's the thing to beat. I don't really know if Netflix kind of have the know-how to do that. It's like, how does that work between PlayStation who maybe know what they're doing with streaming games, although they can't do it as well.
No,
you know what I mean?
It's
because like their remote play stuff really doesn't even work as well as Microsoft.
It'll be like a short-term gimmick thing. It'll fade away. Hey, remember 3D televisions?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Why did I forget that was a thing? Why did I sign like a fucking sheep or something there? Oh yeah. That didn't even.
Yeah, I never signed up to that. I knew 3D was going to be a gimmick. I don't even think I seen the like Avatar was the big one that you were supposed to see what 3D was really like.
Oh,
I didn't even watch that. Yeah, I think I watched two 3D films, and the whole time that it was a thing.
Yeah,
and they were crap.
I watched a couple.
My brain hurt afterwards.
Yeah, I did watch Avatar in 3D, and it was like,
I didn't.
Well, you know what? It was this thing where it was like, and I say this as someone that kind of despises Avatar. I just think it was so boring. And I don't care about sequels. That besides the point. Whenever I
separate the two things, so the actual movie and the 3D, could you see it? Because this is my problem. I went and seen, I think there was a difference between what do you call him that made Avatar and Titanic? And James Cameron. So the point that he was making was you need to make a movie in 3D. You need to use the proper equipment and everything. And what happened was it became a fad, and everybody made a movie. And then there's like a thing that you can do where you run it through a program and you convert it to 3D. So apparently, if you went and seen those movies, it wasn't the same as watching a movie that was shot for 3D. So my thing was, I think I've seen maybe 2 movies that were kind of converted to 3D. Like, was it noticeable? Could you? Because like I was sitting watching, I was like, I can't really notice the 3D so much. I can just kind of notice a slight headache just forming in the back of my head, and that's about it.
It's like VR.
Yeah. So it is. By the way, I feel like somebody after this podcast, can somebody tell us if we should just talk about all the stuff on this podcast, or should we just make separate ones? Because I could get deep on movies now. Anyways, yeah, the whole thing with the 3D thing whenever Avatar came out, and it's like it was changing because, like, I mean, all of us, the age range that we're in, we remember 3D being like you put on them cardboard glasses when you went to the theater and something jumped out at you.
Went to Euro Disney and seen a film that Michael Jackson was in.
Oh.
Like he comes out of you with the
he jumps out and he's like, "Let me see your anus."
He's like, no, he didn't say that.
He loves a good gander at the
That was
anus,
director's cut.
He loves a gander at the anus, does Michael? Sorry.
So, I think it was, I can't remember. There's no way. Was it a Steven Spielberg directed thing? Probably. But it was like a movie that he was in. But yeah, that was the first time I experienced 3D. I was like, whoa, again with the cardboard glasses and stuff.
I'll tell you right now, the best 3D thing that I seen was a SpongeBob SquarePants 4D experience in Canada's
4D,
Wonderland theme park. But it had the 3D thing, and it was the first time I actually felt like something was actually popping out of the screen.
Yeah.
Never again. I don't know.
Yeah, I love just the term 4D.
Yeah,
it's like
they just throw some water on you from the side.
It's not a thing.
Blow some bubbles in the cinema and stuff.
Just because you spray me with water doesn't make it 4-dimensional.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Movies just have to add in them gimmicks. What was that thing? Was it did Peter Jackson use that 40mm stuff for movies where it added like extra?
Yeah,
but some people do that. I mean, that's like sure.
Christopher Nolan does all the IMAX stuff, doesn't he? He shoots
Chris
with
Nolan does the IMAX. Tarantino, he started shooting on like a certain type of millimeter. I can't even remember what it was, but it was specific and it was more widescreen. And then, interestingly, Zack Snyder, with that latest Justice League cut, he done a screen ratio that's actually taller, which is really it's unusual. But the reason that he did it was he's like all superhero action happens vertically compared to like normal. So you usually want landscape shots, but like
especially with Superman and stuff, it's like he's flying up into the air a lot.
They drop down. It's like everything's like you want to see the vertical action. I I never thought I'd be saying that sentence. You want to see the vertical action.
We're
Anyway,
getting really dorky in the movies right now
we
and
really
stuff.
are. I know.
I
Well,
need
I
to use
feel
the
like I
shoulder
Because
band.
we're starting to talk about aspect ratios in films now. There's
I
a
know,
TV
this
show
is
that's
bad.
made by the guy that made Mr. Robot. It's done fully square, and it's so
like
weird
a
because
one by one.
yeah, it's such a small shot,
Instagram
but
movie.
weirdly how he like uses the space is absolutely incredible. But yeah, like we need to get off this because we're starting a movie podcast.
I didn't even finish my point, but go to the bathroom.
Oh,
We'll
yeah,
play
go,
an ad
go.
break.
Oh yes,
Good
go
point.
quick.
Oh, can you hold it? You asked me about Avatar, and I never got to talk about it.
Yeah,
I've been holding it for
we
40
do this.
minutes.
This is what happens.
Yeah, so I watched it in 3D. So the whole thing about Avatar, I'm gonna try and make this very quick so Andy can go to the bathroom.
No, it's
Is
good.
like
It's all good.
the cameras that they use. The reason the 3D was different is because I think that everything that they shoot, they basically shoot it on 2 cameras instead of 1. The idea being that it's your 2 eyeballs looking. So that's what makes it 3-dimensional. Is it's 2 slightly different angles, and that's how they film it differently. But the thing that got me about Avatar, where I realized that, oh, this is a different kind of 3D, is that, like, it wasn't, like, one thing jumping out at you. It's that there were certain, like, parts of the set were 3-dimensional, and some stuff wasn't. So, like, you know, there's a part where he's in space, and I think it's whenever he's going to the planet, and there's, like, all these little particles, but, like, the particles are out there, but you're watching the movie, if you know what I mean. So it was like a different sense of 3D. It wasn't just like, oh, big monster jumps out and it feels like it's coming at you. It was kind of like there were elements that felt like they were out from the screen and other parts that felt like they were in. But it's meant to be that whole idea of like 2 cameras are like your 2 eyes, and some whatever way that works with your vision, it makes it actually seem like certain things are further out than they are. I don't know.
Tell me this to wrap it up. So he's doing like 2 or 3 more of those movies. Does anybody know whether he's gone all in still? And he's like, oh, 3D is a thing. Is he doing the rest of them in 3D?
Nah, you'll probably just do more high def stuff.
Can you even see a movie in 3D anymore?
I doubt it.
I don't know. I
don't
haven't
think
really
anyone's
seen it
interested.
around. Well, I think with what cinemas have been through in the last year, it's probably not a priority. Like, especially
But
if
it's
you're
more-
limiting what people will see. Because I think that was the problem. Is like, you know, if you're a theater and you put on a movie, and you're like, we've got Space Jam 2 in 3D, and then like at 9:00 we got Space Jam 2 in normal 2D, and you don't want to see either. So it doesn't really matter.
It's going to be more like effects and CGI stuff that'll be improved. Like I literally yesterday watched a video called, can you see that? Like it's VFX bad and great ones, and they talk about like Battle of the Bastards and stuff, like what was CGI and what wasn't, and it's
Oh yeah, I mean,
what I found out
that
was
was
CGI
incredible,
was
that.
like, wait, there's only one person, but the rest is CGI.
And they
Somehow?
multiply them? Yeah, I mean, that shit's crazy whenever you see that. That's like Lord of the Rings. Whenever you see them, like, multiply people to make an army, I'm like, that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to go to an ad break. Cause
Yeah,
it's
we're
no
gonna go
longer-
because
no longer a music podcast anymore. All right. Here's a commercial.
Let's go
for,
reset.
Stranger Days. We'll start off with that commercial. Happy birthday, Stranger Days.
Hey there, fresh-faced creative in a youthful advertising demographic. Does your reading material have a distinct lack of cultural nourishment for your slowly decaying, malnourished soul? Stop! Put that garbage down. Everyone knows you shouldn't get your news from old mediums like paper. That's 2/8 century. Plug into the information superhighway, loser, and read a zine. It's like a magazine, but without all that dumbass paper. Read Stranger Days, the arts and culture e-zine. It's got music, comedy, art, poetry, tarot cards, cinema, Year Spaceship, comics, podcasts, and Jim Carrey. Read Stranger Days now, because between you, me, and your trusty canine companion, we know fluffy cuddles and e-zines are the only way to push back the existential dread slowly consuming your every waking moment. Hold back the darkness today with Stranger Days. Available now at strangerdays.wordpress.com.
We are Year Spaceship, a music and arts collective for everyone. Created by these two little scamps who grew up in Scarborough, Ontario, moved to Belfast, started playing in bands, and met tons of super chill, talented human beings. They met this guy who grew up in Jersey and also moved to Belfast. They started a record label together. They started a podcast, and they started a collective dedicated to showcasing independent music and art from all over the planet. The Year Spaceship Collective is here to shout through the internet into the eyes and ears of anyone who will listen. We want to hear about your struggles, accomplishments, and latest projects within the art community. If you're a musician, artist, writer, director, poet, comedian, animator, whatever medium you work in, if you're expressing yourself, we want people to see and hear your world. We want your stories on our Instagram page. We want your music on our playlists. We want to talk to you on our Six Set Bro podcast. We want to showcase your content on our YouTube page. We want to build a community. The Year Spaceship Collective. Avoid conspiracy theories. Keep art strange.
If you want to wrap your ears around all the music we've been talking about on the podcast, we run a special playlist over on Spotify. It's called Distant Sound Waves. Here over at Six Set Bro, we always thought, well, what's the gosh darn point of doing a music podcast if you can't let people hear any music? There is a whole lot of legal mumbo jumbo and copyright issues that prevent us from actually doing that on the pod. So we thought that was a pretty good compromise. We make a playlist and it gets updated every single month. On the playlist, we have things like all the new singles from local homegrown talent that we talked about. Maybe some of the bigger artists that we've had conversations about, we'll put those guys on there. Or maybe it's just something new that we stumbled across and we've been talking about on the podcast. It is all there. You can find Distant Sound Waves by searching for it on Spotify, or you can find the links all over our social medias.
Nice drummies. I see you got the sunglasses back on.
Just thought I would fill time while Andy comes back.
I like it. I felt like I was on like a talk show or something. You know the way they have like the live band at the side.
Now
like, welcome back from the commercial.
Welcome back. And now he's got sunglasses on, but you don't want to see him without them. Yeah. Again, audio only. Confusion. Welcome back to the show, man. Distant Sound Waves playlist. You can get it if you follow us on Instagram. Links in the bio. In the bayou. Links in the bayou. Was that a bayou accent? Probably not. It's got a bunch of cool stuff on there. All the songs that we talked about for the last 4 or 5 episodes, pretty much the last month. And also, if you go to www.yourspaceship.com, we got merch on there. We got blogs on there. Music from the people in our collective, including yours truly. You can help support the music collective by buying that stuff. You don't have to. Some of it's free, though. Like, I mean, if you go on, there's actually, like, free music on the website that you can just download. Like our Halloween mixtape, which we should probably fucking do another one of those this year. Yeah. That would be cool. We did a Halloween mixtape, but, like, the first year Your Spaceship was out, and we've never done it since. So, yeah, we should do that.
We should probably get on that, because you know how long it takes to make stuff. It's like, if you want to make a Halloween track, you need to be starting it in, like, December or January.
Like, me and a good friend of mine, Curtis Crow, we did a cover of
that
Ghostbusters theme song. I mean, we
like
did it
one
so
of my
quickly.
favorite versions of Ghostbusters ever. It's so different.
We tried to make it sound a bit like Queens of the Stone Age done Ghostbusters, and we just really focused on that line about busting makes me feel good, cause it's so fucking sexual. Just like we need to really get it. We really need to emphasize that line more than anything else in the song. So we kept coming back to busting makes me feel good. But it's free, man. You could go and listen to it. Why would you not? Now, we had to call it bustin', because I didn't want to get sued.
Don't want to get found out.
I didn't want Bill Murray to sue me, guys. Okay? So it's
He
called
wouldn't do that.
bustin'.
He's a nice guy.
Wow. So
He's a treasure.
I don't know. We're told that. Apparently he's a bit of a dick, but, you know, whatever.
I came up with, right, so Bill Murray
tell me
movies,
that,
he's
man.
always an asshole in movies, but then makes up for it at the end. It's like, oh, please forgive me. All the shit I've done for this movie.
Don't ruin my dreams.
Please forgive me now.
Love to meet Bill Murray, and if he was an asshole, it would just never meet your heroes.
Yeah, I think I've told you this before, Mike, but it doesn't ruin it because I still think it's like such a good movie, but it's sort of like left a bad taste in my mouth. You know the movie Scrooged, the Christmas movie that Bill Murray's in?
With the director.
Yeah, so he people say that he phoned his performance in. Now, I mean, maybe it doesn't say a lot for Bill Murray because I feel like, in general, Bill Murray just kind of like his acting
plays
style
himself.
Is so, yeah, well, his acting style is unique in that he feels like, I don't know, he feels like Deadpool before people knew what Deadpool was. I feel like he's just breaking the fourth wall of like, I know I'm an actor in this movie, and this is really dumb. Like, the plot line of Ghostbusters is so stupid, and I'm playing this as in, this is a stupid idea. I feel like that's just the character in all of his movies. But Scrooged, I always find that speech at the end so heartwarming, and he has like tears in his eyes and stuff. Yeah. And people are like, nah, I didn't give a shit, he hated the director. And I'm like, what? Well, that sucks.
He might have hated the director, but like, did he hate the movie or the idea of the movie or what he was trying to do in that moment?
Well, it's the fact that people say that he phoned the performance in, and that's why. But I'm like, I don't know. It just feels like he's doing a Bill Murray. There's lots
of sort of stories of that. It's weirdly, I don't even know how we got on to Bill Murray, but the other day I flicked past the thing and I just watched it for a little bit. It was like getting to know or discovering Bill Murray or something like that. I was going through all his films or what, and it was one I've only watched like once or twice. But What About Bob? It's like Richard Dreyfuss and him, and Richard Dreyfuss is a psychiatrist, and Bill Murray is a guy with like all these anxieties and stuff, and he shows up as the psychiatrist is on holiday, and he basically won't leave his holiday home and won't stop annoying his family, but like in a lovable, friendly sort of way, and the family all get to like him, but the psychiatrist doesn't. Apparently, him and Richard Dreyfuss didn't get on very well either, and it's because Richard Dreyfuss is a very straight arrow like actor, where it's like, I learn the script, I say the lines, even if it's a comedy moment, I say what was scripted, and Bill Murray constantly was improving, and it was a real clash. But this is the weird thing about movies back in the day. I feel like people just got on with it, whereas now if you had that with actors, it would probably fall apart. You know, like the movie eventually wouldn't get made. It's like somebody would be like, nope, not happening.
Yeah, I know.
We're still on movie podcast.
Well, this is Six Bro, your local music podcast. Where we talk about Bill Murray and the movies he makes and how 3D films are made.
It's educational.
I genuinely don't know what the show is anymore, and I don't care. Look, if you don't tune in for the Three Musketeers...
Stooges?
Well, you went a different way there.
Yeah, that's more accurate. Well done, Ali. Well done. That's 2 applauses for Andy this episode. He's really pulling it out of the bag. He's a little stoic. He's a little stoic, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That doesn't,
having a good episode.
That doesn't make sense
work.
there. That doesn't. No. What else is in the news?
Is this the sunglasses that do that to you?
What else is in the news today? Ooh. President Trump. Ever since he's out of office, there's not enough news, everyone. Nah, fuck that.
Somebody's got a heat stroke drinking too much in the garden today.
I know. Can't believe you're drinking alcohol in weather like this.
Yeah, I know. It's not good. I'm so dehydrated.
If you're so warm and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about music. So, hey, I should say new Winona Bleach on Friday.
There you go.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
Seen them ramping up all the socials and stuff and changing profile pictures and all the things that you do.
You know what I always love is whenever an artist can like release a clip that is like 10 seconds of a song, and I'm like, ah, shit, that sounds good. It was just the drums at the start. Like they release it for they're releasing.
Like, I'm gonna like
song.
that.
Yeah, a new song coming on Friday called "Drag." No vocals. The guitar barely starts, and it's pretty much just the drum sound. I'm like, oh shit, that's hot. Like that's.
It's like. Oh yeah, that's gonna be
good. Damn. That's what people do with Kanye though. It's like Kanye releases something that's just like, and it's like, oh man, this is next level production from Kanye West. No,
everyone's like the gif of is it Antonio Banderas and 13 Assassins or whatever, where he goes, oh.
That the Wolf of Wall Street biting the fist thing. That I always go straight to the guy, the savage joke moment where it's just like he's just standing still and like
everyone's jumping around.
The crew is going crazy behind him. It's like that's my favorite.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. Yeah, but so super excited for that. Although I mean, a lot of competition. You got Kanye. You're Winona Bleach taking on Kanye on Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Who will win?
I don't really know if they'll have the same fans per se. Yeah. There's only a select few, like
me,
like us weirdos that transition between those genres.
The three amigos, the three stooges.
Was there any more live gigs this announced or anything for this weekend?
You know what? And
coming up.
Well, see, here's the thing: is like anyone that has listened to the show for a long time will know that we usually done a segment that was like shout out segment, and we talked about a lot of live shows. The reason that we're not really doing that at the minute is because I think the uncertainty of a lot of them, there's no point in us like trying to big up a show that might not happen, in my opinion. So that's why we haven't really got into any of that. An example is I actually seen on Twitter, obviously, like I try and make a point on my Twitter of just following as many local musicians as I can. I'll check the news stories for like the big stuff, but it's because I want, for this show to try and get an amalgamation of what's going on in the country. But like, I seen an example of a show where it's just like, it sounded wild. It was like, I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember this like off the top of my head, but it was like a show had been rescheduled and they said that you had to have proof that you had been vaccinated. You had to have both vaccinations, and if you had COVID, it was over 6 months before or something. Like, I'm like, 6 months? Why? Like, I mean, it's not even.
How do you prove that one though?
I don't
like,
know,
so
but
the vaccination card, right? But like,
I mean, this wasn't made up. This was an actual thing on a Ticketmaster website, and that wasn't the only stipulation. I just can't remember it all, but
I feel like this card that I have,
it was so complicated.
Keep joking. It's like a Subway card, so it's like, do you get a stamp as well if you catch it? It's like date that you catch it. Boom.
Yeah,
it is gonna be like that eventually. I feel like it's gonna be another ID. You're gonna be like showing it. It's like, so I've had COVID this time and this time and this time, but it hasn't been in 6 months, and I've got double jabbed.
See,
and it's 2052. Can I get into this?
Can I get in there?
Gig, please.
You know what I'm gonna do if I ever perform again is if you come to my show, you're gonna need to present your vaccine card, because that's just proper standard. You need to have both vaccines, but if you have 3 stamps, 3 vaccines, you get free
like
shirt.
a loyalty scheme.
You get free shirt, my friend. You probably shouldn't, but I feel like that's a win-win marketing tactic. Because like the people there are extra vaccinated if they do it, but they probably won't. So more shirts for me, I guess.
There you go.
That's not a good marketing tactic at all. That's a terrible
Is it even
idea.
safe to be encouraging people to get 3 vaccines in a short space of time?
It's the secret one they won't tell you about. You need that little last bit.
Extra superpowers.
It's a little tiny bit at the end, and that's the one that actually fixes you. I mean, I don't know. How many people am I going to hear about? Not that I want to get into the fear-mongering, but there is way too many people now that I know have been vaccinated with both things.
And they still get it.
They got it.
Yeah.
And it seems to be happening more and more, which is kind of scary. And I get the idea of, like, look, the hospitalization is down. It's like, I think the vaccine, even though it doesn't prevent you from getting it, it still
helps you deal with it maybe a bit better.
Yeah, it's not as severe. I mean,
but this is the thing. If they said that at the time, would they have been able to get as many people to get it in the first place?
Probably
it needed to be the solution, even if it wasn't
Yeah.
exactly the solution. I think is maybe the way it was played. I don't know. It's like the benefit of hindsight. It's like at the end of the day, it's gonna hopefully help people cope with it better and not go into hospital. I think is really all that it is. It's not. It never was the solution. I don't.
Probably not.
So.
And I don't want to go down a COVID news route. You'll see where I'm going with this, but like, I don't know if you've seen the Boris Johnson address. I mean, it was a bit weird what he's talking about, because he's essentially saying, like, he didn't say this in so many words, but it was more or less like, now with vaccinations, it's like we're more at a level where it's the amount of deaths we're getting, that's all right. You know, that's a normal amount of deaths from COVID. So we're happy with that. I feel like that's what he pretty much said. But please, if you haven't watched it, watch like even 30 seconds of it and be like, why? Like, he had to do an isolated address for whatever reason. Is he streaming from 20 years ago? Is all I'm asking. Because it is the worst quality stream I've ever seen in my life for the Prime Minister that's meant to be addressing the nation of something super important. He sounds worse than Andy in season 1 of 6 Bro. Like, I don't get, like, why?
Do we need to like go and sort them out? We could produce his streams.
We don't, like, it's so crazy.
It's not that hard anymore.
It's not that hard. And it's just, I mean, it sounds like I'm being over the top. Go and watch it. It's like his dad's on the phone or something, and it's breaking his internet up. And he sounds like he's on the walkie-talkie. It's crazy.
That's because he had to isolate and he had to do it on his own. God knows what he was using. But he didn't have people around him to help, I guess.
No. Well, he had a guy right beside him. It was the sign language guy. No, he wasn't actually. He was on the screen. But it's kind of funny.
Little in-joke for the people.
It's a little in-joke if you've watched the address. If you watched the Prime Minister address, a little joke for you there. That guy's right beside him. Oh, for flip's sake.
Hey, Andy, remember that question you asked like about an hour ago? To answer quickly, I flicked through my feed. I think I came across more, but the one I didn't have to scroll back this far for this one. The one thing that I did see, there's a band called Anna's Number. Stu will be familiar. Andy, I don't know if you are.
Sorry, I forget what we're talking about. What are we talking about?
He was asking, is there any gigs and stuff
live
coming
shows?
Up? Yeah.
Sorry. Take it away, boys.
I've only got one thing that I literally just seen now as we were talking. But Anna's Number are like, they're known as like the busking band in Belfast. If you went down to the square there, that's just like across from HMV.
Andy,
in Belfast.
You'll know them. They're the ones that.
Did you see them? Yeah.
Well, you've seen like the clips on Instagram. where like, you know, you've had John Quinn was rapping with members of them.
Basically, they're
didn't Jordan did a bit with him. Do you remember whenever you seen him rapping in the street? Was it
Yes.
Jordan or Leo? I can't even remember.
Was it your boy here?
Oh, Leo Miyagi.
Yeah, I think Leo done stuff with him. So basically, quick as possible, they're all incredible musicians that are basically involved in nearly every band that exists in Northern Ireland. They do all sorts of side things, but then they have this. Basically, I feel like it just kind of keeps them on their toes. They have this band called Anna's Number, and they play to the public all the time, and they just look like they have super awesome fun whenever they do it all the time down in Belfast.
A bunch of covers and stuff.
I didn't even honestly know that they played gigs, or maybe this is a new thing. I thought they just done the busking thing, but they're playing in Filthy McNasty's this Friday. They have support Davy Cherry from 5 p.m. and Owen Strathern from 7 p.m. Right. I don't really know if that's ticketed or you just go down or whatever, but I scrolled past that, and it's weird to see that people are promoting gigs again and stuff is happening.
Yeah,
and,
that's good.
But it's cool. It's cool. They that was the other thing I was going to say about them actually as well. Like, it's ages away. I can't remember when it was, October, November or something. But they've actually got a gig booked in Limelight as well. Did you see that?
Yeah,
Stu?
yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I think we were talking about that in the last
week's show. Yeah,
we were sort of just like, I don't know. I was about to say sneaking through the Limelight Twitter. I mean, they want you to see them, so it's not really sneaking. But yeah, we were sort of going through and looking at all the stuff because remember I was talking about how everything seems to be post-October. And I was like, what does Limelight know? What do they know that we don't know? Apparently COVID is cured after October.
I hope they're right, man. Because
I hope they're right.
Yeah, I would hate for anything that's planned for November time to just be shut down again.
Yeah. Do you know what I love from Anna's Number is? Do you know the song "Gypsy Woman" by Crystal Waters?
Yeah.
Do you know the song? Yes. I feel like, man, I'm gonna play this and then I'll get copyright strike. But like,
just play that.
Like T.I. sampled it. You know that song, right?
Yep.
So I love it when they cover that because it was just like they do this thing where it has that hook in it where it's just like she's homeless, but then there's always like somebody in the background who's just like, where does she live? Or something like like I mean there's just like a really stupid thing right in the back where it's just like that's so funny every single time. It's never not funny. It's just like doesn't have a home or something like I don't know.
Where Migos got their ad-lib swag from.
But yeah, that kills me whenever they do that. That's such a song though. It always reminds me of T.I. early 2000s.
Yeah, T.I. slowed it down, didn't it? Yeah.
What was that? Why you wanna go and do that? I won't.
Yeah.
What does he say there? Lil won't.
I like songs like that where you just like make up a word that's not a word. It's just like a sound. It's like I don't know what they say there.
He says why you want to go and do that? Lil won't.
I don't know.
I don't know what the word is there.
Me and lyrics don't go together. I can't remember barely.
You sound like you're saying little one.
Well, that's what I thought it sounded like, but then it's like it becomes a Michael Jackson looking at the anus thing again.
Wow.
Why you wanna by T.I. We're looking up the lyrics, folks. I need to get this down once and for all.
Why you wanna go and do that? Love, huh? Asking a question.
Love, huh? Did you look that up before me, or did you know that? This is news to me. This is I
feel like he was
revelation.
Quick with the Google search.
Yeah, I literally just typed it in.
Yeah.
Why you want to go and do that?
Like, hey,
love, huh?
why you want to go do that, love, huh?
I always heard it like, love, huh? Like it's French. Why you want to go and do that, love, huh?
We're back to Space Jam and Pepe Le Pew.
What in the Matrix hell?
So, yeah.
Why you want to go and do that, Lil Von? Lil Von? I can't sing it like that, like for real. Why you want to go and do that, Lil Von?
Just
That
go back
sounds
to your
dumb.
just go back to your sign. Yeah.
No,
Just make your sign.
he suddenly turns French at the end of it. That was my understanding. Ti was that you went French.
Ti from
went,
Atlanta went
"L'enfant."
French.
What does l'enfant mean in French? I don't know. Why you want to go and do that?
2006.
2006, man. Summer of Love. Second summer of love. That was 1969.
The second time.
The second Summer of Love. People don't talk about that one as
sequel
much. Summer of Love 2.
to the first one.
Summer of Love 2.
It's got LeBron James in it.
So, you know something that I seen that kind of annoyed me? Bryan Adams sang about this the summer of 69, right? And where I work, that song plays a lot, right? And in my head, because I hear this song on repeat like all times, I like to call it the summer of 69s. And I always think that's kind of funny. It's like, the summer of 69s. And I just think about it like 69s. But I read a thing recently where Bryan Adams was like, he basically said like, yeah, that's what I meant. And it kind of ruined it for me. So he's basically saying that he wasn't talking about the year. Wink, wink. And I was like, oh, dude, that was like the funny little joke that I had. So now that I know that you're talking about it, it kind of just destroyed the whole song for me. So were you talking about a summer where you just 69 constantly?
Talking about having fun in the summer. That's what he's talking
Having
about.
fun in the summer. Got my first real six string, but that didn't really matter because I was 69 and just...
Yep.
I don't know. Like, I mean, for real, that's an article. Like, I'm not joking about that, but I'm divulging too much information that like you get bored, and I'm listening to this song at work, and I'm always like, "Was the summer of 69?"
It does definitely change it for you.
Just a little bit, where I thought like, oh, that'll make it a bit more fun for me whenever I sing along. Like, that's a funny joke, but no, apparently he's just a pervert.
Well, definitely don't go down the
You pervert.
Why?
Brian.
You also cut that sentence off at the wrong time, Andy. You said definitely don't go down, and you stopped.
Definitely don't go down, you pervert. Brian, you fucking pervert.
Why is he a pervert? Why?
He spent a whole
That's a
summer
legitimate
69,
move.
It's because he's a rock star having
69s.
He's a
Giving
pervert,
and
by the
taking,
way.
taking and giving.
He's a pervert.
Doing it all. I hope nobody in my family's watching this show. If you are, turn off right away.
So, do you know what not to do is go down the road of knowing what your favorite songs mean, because you're going to be disappointed on the realism.
That is extremely true. You don't want
Lesson
to
learned.
that.
Lesson learned.
You know what's another one? If we want to go down that road, is the
Mr.
way.
Brownstone?
What is that? I don't know.
It's about heroin. It's about him doing heroin.
Oh, Brian Stones. Yeah, fair.
He's been dancing with Mr. Brownstone.
Who sings that?
That's Guns N' Roses.
I'm not as like. I mean, I like Guns N' Roses, but Axl Rose is.
I think in that album, he just experimented to write the music.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell that this is the thing I was gonna tell, but seeing as we're on the old for some reason music history lesson here at the 1 hour 50-minute mark of the podcast. Guns N' Roses, did you know? And again, this is something where it feels like you'd be making fun of the song to do this, but for real, Axl Rose said, "Take me down to the Paradise City where the girls are cute and have big titties." That was a thing that he wrote, and he wrote that lyric, and he's like, we can't put this song out. So you're gonna have to change that lyric about the big titties. We're gonna have to take that one out. That's for real.
I can see that guy writing that. Yeah.
Take me down to the Paradise City where the girls are playing and have big titties.
Isn't it the grass is
It's just-
yeah? So did they
grass is
change
green,
it to the
sorry.
grass is green and the girls are pretty?
girls are pretty
Was
instead of
there
that they.
titties involved?
No, there wasn't, but he wanted to say that they have big titties.
Right.
But he went with pretty instead.
Thank God for that guy's record label. Let me tell you.
The Lord. That somebody was
you look
like,
at Motley Crue and
"Hey,
stuff
Axel."
like that. It's like,
hey, Axel.
if you look at Motley Crue, geez, even CZ Top talk about legs. And she knows how to use them. That's the lyrics.
She knows how to use them. For walking. For walking.
Yeah. It's not entirely specified what for.
She has those legs and she knows how to put one in front of the other and get from A to B. Oh.
that rock star life.
Yeah, I feel like I was gonna enlighten you in another music history story and I've forgotten it. What did we talk about? The summer of 69's.
Him being a pervert for some reason.
Brian being a pervert. Friggin' pervert. 69 and all over that summer. He was 69 in that whole summer. It wasn't even 1969. It was 1972. Oh, no. Okay, so Imagine by John Lennon. And loads of people are like, oh, beautiful song. So imagine there's no heaven. Imagine there's no, like, power. And it's like, so John Lennon was like, yeah, I just pretty much wrote, like, what people could listen to and be like, that's a good thing, but it was just the communist manifesto. Like, it's just being a communist. And people hate that, but Imagine is pretty much laying out the groundwork of, this is what it would be like to be a communist.
Yeah.
And then whenever you hear that, you're like, oh, I hate that song now. But people are all like at the funerals like, oh yeah, imagine there's no heaven. Imagine everybody was equal. Wouldn't that be the best? And it's like, communism. Fuck those guys. Like, I mean, you can't win. So that
Song of the
music
times.
music history lessons coming
Song
straight
of the
at you
times.
from Six.
They had legit shit to write about.
Oh, cameo by my dog, Arlo.
Cameo? Arlo cameo?
Hey.
Is he okay?
It's just people. Yeah, there's just people walking by my front window. And
How dare
he's
they?
guarding, as he does. He's a very, very small, even smaller than most Chihuahuas, for anyone listening.
He is like, a super miniature
super small
Chihuahua.
dog. Yeah.
So
protecting the house. He literally goes from front to back. I don't know how he doesn't get tired. Like looking out the fence at the back, making sure that's okay, then going to the front, looking out the window, making sure that's okay. If there's something there that he sees, he'll bark, scare it away.
There you go.
Doing a great job, keeping us safe.
looking after the place. Jeff Bezos
He's
went
to
to
his little bit.
space.
Jeff Bezos went to space.
And
Hey,
nobody
well
cared.
done.
And a big
Well
old penis rocket.
We
Did
did
everyone-
do
Well done.
this like how many years ago? Why is everybody celebrating now? And then don't even make it as far as the moon. Like
No, they
everybody's
just went to
clapping these billionaires.
I know. I love how Richard Branson went to space and he was just like, live your dreams. Live
he
your
didn't-
dreams, guys. This was my dream. And I was just
He
like,
didn't-
shut up.
He barely made it to space. He like got
Yeah,
the high and then came back down.
I know. Wiping his tears away with like $100 bills.
But
This was my dream.
yeah, it's like that. I watched the clip of the thing, and it's like Jeff Bezos, space flight, the richest man in the world. I was like, well, he's publicly the richest man in the world. I'm sure there's richer people than he is that don't want to be known.
Yeah, the secret rich people. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, I guess Jeff Bezos went to space. Cool.
All right. I
There you
mean, I
What
am
does that
glad.
do for us?
You know what?
It's a cool event, but I was like,
I think I need to work at like one of these big media companies because the minute I seen that rocket take off, I was like, "That's that Austin Powers joke."
yeah,
Like
that's what
that
I
was
thought.
that's, like I mean, it looked like a big old penis,
Yeah.
and it was just
Johnson.
that thing of just like, "Hey, that looks like a Johnson." And then pretty much everyone did that joke after me, and I was like, "Damn it, I should work for one of these Instagram companies." I was there. I was with it. But yeah, you should look up.
You were with
pictures.
it, copying another form of media. You got it
Yes.
from.
I know how to meme, is what I'm saying. I know how to be like, hey,
Professional memist.
you know what material I
Hire
can steal?
me.
And people
I'm
would find
available.
funny? Yeah. Yeah, but it's a big old penis, and he flew to space in it. And you know what confused me is I have not looked this up because I couldn't care less about it. But at one point I heard he was going with some 18-year-old person.
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
So
Youngest
they were like,
and the oldest. He wanted
yeah,
to make a
okay,
record.
right.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah,
right in hearing that because I didn't hear that he
He
was
was
trying
like,
to do
"Oh,
anything.
Richard
but
Branson's gonna get there first, but I'm gonna make records, so
I
people are
heard
gonna
it.
remember mine."
I heard it on 2 separate occasions where I'm like, oh, he's going with the youngest person ever to go in space, and then they talked about this guy, like, whatever the hell, Wally, and it's like he's the oldest astronaut in space, and then I'm sitting there like, is he going with the youngest and oldest person to ever be in space? It's like, what a random thing to do.
What is the girl's name that was the lady's name that was the oldest person in space? Can you remember? Wally Funk.
Well,
What a
was
name.
it a woman?
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
I just heard Wally
was
and
a pilot.
assumed it was some old
She'd like
dude.
done like 20,000 hours of flying or 20,000 flights or something like that. So she's like an older lady, but like what a name, Wally Funk.
know.
That is like the coolest
Wally
name.
Funk is such a cool name. Although, did you see the clip of whenever they are checking in on the the pilots and they're just like, you know, like Mr. Bezos, and it's like, yes, ready to go. There's like, Wally Funk. And then there's nothing, and then you hear Jeff Bezos be like, you gotta press the button, Wally. It's like, yeah, Wally is old.
She's fine. She's alright. She's done this 20,000 times.
She knows what she's doing. But I mean, that's like a legit.
Just get me my record.
You gotta press the button. You gotta press the button and let them know you're fine. It's just like, why are you taking this old lady to space? You
know what's
weirdo.
annoying? No, it's annoying about the 18-year-old going to space, coming back down. You know, a couple of weeks after all the adrenaline and stuff has calmed down, he'll be asked to do something really simple and go, oh, for flip's sake, I don't want to do it. It's like, hey, you spoiled prick. Do it. You've just been to space.
Go clean your room.
Man, I would use that for everything. It's be like, you're talking to me. I've been to space. Like, I'll constantly be using.
You know
that all
what we
the time.
are? We're small. We're small. I don't
so
need to
small.
clean my room, Mom.
We're just like ants on a rock floating through the cosmos.
Space travel things just. I don't think.
Here, where's Elon and all this? Because like all the billionaires are like showing off their rockets, and
he'll
he
come
hasn't.
up with something else. He already sent a car to space, Mike. It's fine. Although this is the thing, it's like I like whenever Elon has something practical, right? So like he had that rocket that landed itself. It's like that's amazing because it means you can reuse the same rocket. That's that's an actual idea. That's not just like sending billionaires to space.
Do you guys see like that whole LA transport system thing where the car goes underground and then it just fires it like Futurama or something, and then it just comes back up again somewhere else? Again, practical as long as you don't die.
I know. He's been plugging that thing for ages, like that he wants to do that.
That's very cool.
That like
But fair play to Elon. He literally says whatever, even the trips to Mars, he's like, people will die in this thing. And people
I know. Yeah, at least he speaks. He's slightly unfiltered, but it's the truth at least.
Exactly.
But whatever. Okay. I mean, I get why people don't like him. It's as long as he's doing stuff that it's like I see what he's getting at. Some stuff I don't know what he's send the car to space, whatever. I don't know what that is, other than promo for yourself. But whenever it's like I built a rocket that can land itself, I'm like, that's a good idea. That saves a lot of money, Elon. That's good. Whenever kids are trapped in like a cave, and you call the person that's saving them a pedophile, and then say you're gonna build some sort of high-tech submarine, be like, well, we kind of need to get them out now, not in like 6 months. So maybe don't call the guy a pedophile that's saving them. So he's an interesting character.
Weird tangent.
Music news, everyone. Pop Posthumous.
His
I
second
struggle to say that every single time.
Posthumous?
I think I said it on last week's podcast, and
Yeah, I don't know. It's a hard word.
couldn't quite get around it. Yeah,
Posthumous.
just be stoic, and then say it.
Yeah, I'm just using my stoicism.
Oh, see you, Mike.
Mike just disappeared from the live stream. He said be stoic, and then he just disappeared. So we're rolling without money, Mike. Rest in peace. This is his posthumous podcast.
This is,
I guess. Rest
True.
in peace, Mike.
All right.
Did you cut me off for that bad joke?
All right,
No, I don't know where you went. You disappeared.
Literally must have had an internet blip.
Yeah,
I was like, I was talking to myself. I was like, what a time to be cut off.
Elon must have heard us like making jokes, and he's just like, shut that shit down. Yeah, Pop Smoke second posthumous record. It would have been his 22nd birthday. I'm gonna say, yeah, he's a young guy, man. Like, I mean, me and Andy were messaging about this the other day. Like, I mean, it's just, I know you can say this so much, but man, that guy was on an upward trajectory. Like, I mean, he was gonna be something else. Like, the people he was working with, the stuff he was putting out, like, it is a tragedy that we lost him too soon. And that record is great. Like, I mean, whenever I was messaging you, Andy, about it, like, I'd maybe listened to the thing like once, but the more I listen to it, the more I love it. And I am obsessed with that song Spoiled, and it's so short, but it's that song with Pharrell. I don't know why I took to that one so much, but it's
and it seemed like on this like the way he was doing his vocals and cadence and stuff like that, he seemed like he was going to a more experimental flow and stuff like that. So
definitely with this record, I mean, with the second one, I mean, it just sucks that he hasn't been around for like either of them, you know. But yeah, it's definitely, there's a lot of songs that are sort of more smooth and like almost R&B esque.
Yeah, when he was growing up, because funny, because I was going to bring this up anyway, but there's a 6-part podcast that I listened to this week from Complex. It's called Complex Subject Pop Smoke, and there's 6 episodes. They're about 20 minutes each episode, and it talks about pretty much from his early days up until the tragic point, you know, in when people broke into the house that he was in, and you know, wanted to steal, and then you know what happened then. But that's actually a good listen. Like I said, it's 20 minutes an episode. I done it in like 3 days or something. So, but yeah, the album, it seemed to be something he was experimenting like vocally and cadence and stuff, and I just think it was just sad, bad timing, like everything, like all the deaths in music.
Man, there's been
just
so many of like what could have been, you know, great hip hop artists.
Juice WRLD and stuff, and
Juice
Mac
WRLD.
Miller was at that point where he was like going upward. He would have been
blowing up, dude. Yeah. I mean, he was already pretty big, but I feel like that he was just getting better and better, and you know, gone too soon. You know, even Lil Peep. I feel like he did not have a chance to bloom at all, and he was like how much was Lil Peep at the forefront of this emo hip hop mix thing? You know what I mean? The thing that's so big right now. He was like the first person I heard with that.
I feel like it just like 100% displays the whole thing about how like whenever an artist blows up, you think that it happens to them like that overnight, but it is literally not what happens. It's like they put out so many amazing, great things before the blow up, and then it's like it's almost a like a fake thing that's made by the record label or whatever. It's like, where did this person come from? Oh, look at this thing that they put out, and look at the stuff that they put out before. It's like they've been doing this for ages, and then all of a sudden it just skyrockets. But it's not. It's like months, years of hard work. But
that's why it's hard.
I feel like that's
people
where
go
he
straight
was.
to the industry plant, you know, narrative, because that's what I mean. You almost, it's weird that people want to promote like it happened overnight, because you know, like scenesters and stuff don't really like that because it does just stink of an industry plant. You know, someone that's had the money, has the connections, and is just popped into a little bubble where it's like, oh, look at this person famous overnight. And it's like, yeah, because you could do whatever the hell you wanted, pretty much. It's like, you want to get into music, you have the money, you have the connections, you do whatever you want. I mean, there's so many people like that. And it's like, whenever you see these people coming up from nothing and creating, like, I mean, I'm convinced that Lil Peep pretty much was at the forefront of that emo punk
what
rock
Machine Gun Kelly's
hip-hop
doing now.
movement. What Machine Gun Kelly basically is, you know, it's his whole thing is he's just taken over what Lil Peep started.
I was reading
And
like
so
a
many
whole
people
conversation about that this whole pop punk revival thing, and it is a weird thing that I do have an opinion on, but there is, and I kind of sided with a one particular opinion that I read. It's like, there's no point in getting on the case of stuff that definitely has money and definitely has celebrity behind it, because at the end of the day, it also drives the revival of stuff where like people have started grassroots and are building themselves up. There's two very different types of pop punk that are coming back now. There is like Willow Smith, and there's Machine Gun Kelly and everything that has money behind them, and it's like, it's easier for them to stick Travis Barker on their record and like have a #1 album, and that's fine. But then it also drives other bands that I'm listening to that like have just absolutely came out of the woodwork and don't seem to have exactly the same support, but it's bringing back the music that like we listened to like years ago. And at the end of the day, it's like, you put it under a magnifying glass. It's like, that's fine if those people with that money want to do that. It's kind of in a weird way doing good things for other people as well, which like it's bringing the genre back into popularity. And that's what happened with like bands like Blink and stuff. Like one of the biggest pop punk bands ever. It's like they did have like a pathway like built out for them. Yes, they had to do stuff on their own, but it was easier for them than it was definitely for other bands like to break through, you know?
Totally. I'm waiting for the day that like the British indie rock revival is popular again. You know, like the Kooks and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, she moves in her own way. Oh.
Here, do you know what I listened to the other day? This is a real like sleeper one, but Cajun Dance Party. Do you remember them?
Amylase will dry up the plaster. Like, I'm talking about Amylase in a song. Like, does it get any more indie British rock?
They had some good stuff. I went into the back catalog there.
You're the catalyst that makes things faster. Amylase will dry up the plaster. Like,
very British.
Who wrote that? Who wrote that, guys?
I think it'll be. It won't be like the forefront or anything, but you'll see some sort of like revival of that stuff. I think, but I don't think it will be like
a Razorlight coming back.
Yeah.
You never know. Give it time. Everything's cyclical, and
no, but like
at some point,
it'll be big, but
it'll come back. It'll be something different. It won't be entirely recognizable.
It won't be
what
like
it was before,
worldwide or anything. But
it's like, I mean, people would have expected the Oasis sound to come back by now, but it hasn't really in so many ways.
Different time.
But then, well, the 90s nostalgia vibe has definitely came back, and I think there's been elements of it, but
just
not
the way
so
you're living
much.
as well. I think it's just changed. You won't get music like that again.
I don't know. Well, I mean, Liam Gallagher's trying as a solo career. I mean, his solo records just sound like Oasis anyway. So
yeah,
you know.
But like I'm saying, even the original, whatever the people that started it, try and bring it back. And it's just a different time. You can't mirror what you done back then to now. It's just the scene's just different.
True.
Just different.
True. All right, we're gonna have to do a shout out and wrap this thing up.
Shut up, Shut up,
Shout out to a little known artist, Kanye West.
What the fuck was that? Kanye?
Potential new album dropping on Friday. So Winona Bleach single on Friday called Drag. All they released is the drums, and it sounds fantastic somehow. But, their drummer's nuts anyway. It's like, I seen him live, and he breaks, like, 30 sticks a gig. Like, I mean, he drums so freaking hard. It's crazy. But yeah, it's out on Friday. Competing with Kanye, but I'll be listening to some Winona Bleach. I gotta check that song out. We also got the EP from Juan. You remember I talked about him on one of the shows recently? WOHN. It's like John with a W. The Cure-esque thing that I said Mike would like, because he's all about
and I
that.
did, and I loved it.
So the EP, he actually messaged us on Instagram, I want to say, and yeah, I think it's out and all. I'll be honest, I haven't listened to it yet, but I seen the message and it's like, right, we need to bring this up. We need to go and listen to it. We need to come back, reevaluate. But I am 99% sure if you look for it in Spotify,
it's definitely out. It's definitely
isn't it? Right?
I literally just noticed it today, so
that's all right.
yeah,
I thought I seen it in
listen
the
to the whole
messages, so yeah, I just wanted to bring it up in case anybody's listened before. He's on our playlist at the minute, so if you enjoy Juan and a single Getaway Stay Away, you should go and check out the whole EP. We got myself, Don Maple. I put the link in the live chat there if you want to go and check out Beach. It's a little song that I'm teasing out from the second LP. Still working on it, but it's almost there. So, I mean, fingers crossed, everyone. It was meant to be a summer EP. Probably come out Christmas time, 2021. Give you those summer vibes in the winter. But we'll see. I'm working on it as fast as I can. But yeah, it's a beach summer song about alcoholism. Go check that out. The new Pop Smoke record, Faith. Highly advise that you listen to it. Go listen to Spoiled, my favorite song on it. Andy, do you have a favorite track?
No.
I
don't have a favorite
that was
track.
an anticlimax.
Yeah, sorry. They caught me off guard with that one. I don't.
That's fine.
No.
Any other shout outs, boys? I think that's all. That's all I
Have you got one, Mike?
I just wanted to say it's not really a shout out as in new music or anything else, but it was another thing that I noticed today. The band Foreign Wolf, great band from here, local band. They put up a thing on their Facebook or Instagram recently. They got signed to Wormhole Death, which is like a label, and they've announced that they're releasing I think it's an EP, Your Weapons, Your Worlds. So that's pretty cool. I just wanted to give those guys a shout out.
And I've just cheat looked at the Spotify list, and I do have two favorite songs, but I just couldn't remember the names of them.
For the Pop Smoke record?
Yes, the one with Kanye and Pusha called Television, and Manslaughter with Rick Ross.
Oh, Rick Ross.
Rick
Ross, where everything sounds like this.
So, shout out to Jordan Adetunji, who made an appearance on Almost Never, season 3.
Yeah, the TV show. Yeah, seen that.
I seen that getting promoted first, like on like morning TV or something, and does it have like a guy from JLS or something like that?
I think so.
And it was like, ooh, this looks a bit cheesy, but then I seen Jordan was on it. I was like, fuck yes!
It's like one of them. It's like them. It's BBC.
It's like a kid show, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like it's about the music industry, but it's like a kid band or a boy band or something like that. They're trying to break through. So, I think Jordan plays like one of the music industry guys that's like singing or whatever, and it's I feel like maybe they're aspiring to him, sort of thing. But yeah, it was kind of cool.
Pretty cool to see that. Oh frick! R.I.P. Biz Markie. If you don't know who Biz Markie is, he was the guy in Men in Black, where Will Smith does the beatboxing to the guy, and then the guy beatboxes back. That was him. Yeah. But yeah, R.I.P. the legend that is Biz Markie. Also, would have been Robin Williams' 70th birthday today.
Oh shit!
Just to throw that out there too.
Jesus,
I know. And then last, there's not going to be a podcast where it's not going to be talked about this guy. But after 11 months, 13 producers, 3 engineers, 4 instrumentals, and dozens of redrafts, Mike already knows because he's seen his post.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Anyway, Leo Miyagi's album released August 20th. It's coming. Inner City Blue Act 3. There's an interview of him in the new EO magazine, which I'm gonna read because it seems like some little
copy.
Yeah, you
right
got
there
a copy
in person.
There's a quote. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but there is a quote. He says,
"Yeah, I feel like it's a quote that it's like could be the subject of an episode."
So the quote is, "There's more of a chance of somebody blowing up and then the scene blowing up than there is of there being a platform in Belfast." Let's end it on that.
That's a big old statement. It's a thinker.
I will read the interview closer to the...
Yes. You should read, and we should think about that for next week, I think.
Mike's like, oh.
I said, I've got that. I've got that so many times.
100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, the boy, the Yo magazine, it's pretty cool. I'm gonna start getting it because there's so much stuff. Like, not to promote someone else, because no, go on
our website. Go on our website. We got all the news. We got news. It's fine.
No, but it's it's pretty cool. They've even got a bit with Anya. Do we learn how to pronounce that?
Anya.
They've got that to read too, so pretty dope. I said to Stu, I'm gonna rehash everything I said. I was like, I found myself just being my age and going, when it came through the letterbox, I was like, that's nice packaging. That's nice.
Somebody's taking care over that. Yeah, I appreciate that.
It came with like the sticker, and then it came with like a personalized message saying thanks for the support with my name and stuff. I was like,
there you go. And it's that nice black wrapping that you can use chalk on.
Yeah, you can use that. My address was put on chalk, like chalk writing. It's like
beautiful.
Man, I feel like stuff you can reuse that.
It's right there. I feel like they could be one of them if they see you like a constant subscriber, that they could like do little personalized touches to your like little wrapping and stuff.
Yeah, man, this is the thing. I feel like it's like vinyl. It's stuff that people want again. You know what I mean? I feel like it's another podcast episode all on its own. But like the way you used to have subscription magazines and stuff, like you guys remember back in the day, like whether it be video games or movies or whatever else, it's like you want something that comes in, and it's like you find out about stuff that you love, and you're like reading it, and it's there in your hand, and it's like it's the same as a vinyl. You know what I mean? It's like you can't. It's different from just like clicking, click, and I find stuff out or whatever. You know what I mean? There's definitely care has been taken over that, not just in like the way they put the articles together and the writers and the pictures and everything else, even just down to the way they package it and send it out to each individual person, and they know who they're sending it to. You know what I mean? That is cool. And in a weird way,
rewind time. We'll start again. No.
Donate to our Patreon, and you'll get a personalized message down at the bottom.
We don't have Patreon.
It just says show starting soon if I click it. Show starting soon. But like I could make one, and I'd be like, Don says, cool beans.
Cool beans.
And I add it because I'm part of Patreon. It's like, oh, you got a special message. Will you pay? Would you pay us for that? Would you give us?
I
money
wouldn't pay us for that. I wouldn't pay us.
Don says, "Cool beans."
I've gone through
Money?
fucking 3 bottles of goddamn.
Why do you not
orange
need to
juice.
pee?
No,
That's so
that
bad.
was the reason why. I've just started my 4th one.
Oh, dang. Oh,
Or is
What-
this
what-
pee?
I was about to say that looks like urine in a bottle.
If that's pee, you need to see a doctor.
Oh.
That's
And with that,
that's double concentrate urine.
Until
is what
next
that is.
time.
Whoa. What is that?
That was Tales of the Crypt. You know the little bit of skeleton guy.
Yeah,
Until
okay,
next
fair.
time.
I thought it was Skeletor. He-Man.
Masters of the Universe on Netflix. There we go.
are we all putting our sunglasses back on to sign off, are we? I feel left out.
If you turn on text to speech, then you'll get a lot of donations. Cool.
Summer vibes.
Summer fun. Oh, we all have sunglasses on again. Sorry, I just realized.
Yeah, we're closing the show.
Oh, yeah. So I should probably play the.
So we'll be done in about half an hour.
Should probably play that. And I'll be like, thanks for listening. Please subscribe to the.
It's like a trailer to the end of
channel.
the show.
That's what it's gonna be like. I'm just
I
building
wouldn't watch it.
building the anticipation that just to prepare you that this is what the ending's gonna be like. You ready?
This summer, we end the show.
We end the show. Hit that subscribe button. Thanks for listening to 6 Ep, bro. You can subscribe to the channel. You hit that little subscribe button. You can support the channel by going to www.spaceship.com
HTTP.
getting a t-shirt
Hold on.
or buying some of our music. Some of it's free. We got episodes every Wednesday. We're also available audio only on Spotify. Thanks for listening. We love you. Go and check out Down Maple Beach. That song is out now on the Your Spaceship YouTube channel. Peace.
Just be stoic.
Be stoic.